So creating AI image content is pretty easy and pretty straightforward, but there's also a way in the generator that you can create video. So if you go into the elements menu and then go to AI image generator, so this is where you can actually create your own content again. Um, but basically instead of images, you can also hit graphics as well as videos. So videos where you can kind of use the same style of idea and use a prompt and it will generate content based off that prompt. And it's also powered by Runway, which is quite a good AI tool, which I think has probably been made popular with a lot of Instagram AI content and whatnot, and combined AI programs as well. So it's a good tool to sort of Canva sort of added into the arsenal as well. So it's pretty underrated. So it's good to know that. But you can also see that based off the prompt here that Canva gave me, I've already got content already here. So you can kind of see how this sort of works. So what you want to do here is when you do video, I'll go back just to show you what it looks like from scratch. So when you got a paid Canva account, this is where it will tell you how many credits you have and when it refreshes. So I'm using a paid account. I'm not sure if this will be applicable to a Canva free account, but just having a look at this and seeing how it works is good enough, I would say. It is still in beta, so just keep in mind when you do create content, it may not be the best, or the video may not work in some instances, which I've experimented with. So yeah, just remember that. So I've got a brand here, which is I've just sort of created from scratch, which is called Maker's Mark Apparel. So the imagery and the motif and the font is a bit more upbeat, and it's a bit fun, it's a bit funky, and the font kind of reflects that with the yellow text. But in terms of its symbolism, I kind of want to use the theme of I would say like sunsets and the beach and gold, I guess, is the theme in terms of color in for this brand. So I want to maybe just create something so Canva can spark my inspiration. So what I'll probably hit in this prompt is I'll hit maybe what I'll do is I'll type in beacon rolling on beach at sunset. So similar to what I explained in the normal AI content generator. So what I believe in the video prompt is going a little bit more descriptive as to what the content context is, because video, again, the content is actually a little bit more complicated as opposed to graphics, I would say. It kind of depends what you're after again, but this is probably in videos where you can make the prompt a bit more elongated. So in this instance, I'll do beacon rolling on a beach at sunset. I know that sounds a bit weird, beacon rolling, but like I want like a can sort of rolling on the sand and maybe just representing that brand imagery, I guess. So beacon rolling on beach at sunset. Um, Beacon rolling on, maybe I'll just say tropical. I don't know, that's probably as descriptive as I can go for this instance. But beacon rolling on tropical beach at sunset. That's it. So I'll elongate it. I guess I'll describe it a little bit more in this instance, and I'll just generate. So in these examples, when Canva creates videos, so the video creator takes a little bit longer based off kind of what you want to create. So I'll kind of sit here and let that generate. But yeah, for each prompt, I have discovered that the longer my prompt is, the generation time has basically stayed the same. So just keep that in mind when you're actually doing content. That's a bit more descriptive. I've created generated videos with shorter prompts, which this generator has actually taken the same amount of time as if I put almost I would probably say a sentence and a half. So the prompt can be broken up into your first sentence and then a second, like a second descriptor, which I'll show in a separate, in a separate attempt here, and it will be an evolution of this content here. But that kind of is the idea. Yeah, try not to overcomplicate it, but I think because it's such an it's in an experimental state. I think just keeping the prompt a bit simple initially, um, like imagery and graphics, it will kind of give you an idea of where to go next in the next generation. So let's just let this one generate here. In this instance here, I've created a few more examples previously with imagery, with that corporate Memphis content as well. So keeping that in mind, that sort of um, was refined over a couple of requests as well. So we went with this option here, and we went a little bit more minimal, and you can see that we kind of hit the nail on the head with the last 2 or 3 here in this instance. Okay, so that actually looks pretty good to me. So beacon rolling on tropical beach at sunset. So we didn't really describe a bit more about what we're looking at or from what angle. I kind of thought of it as a beacon and then there's like a mountain and then a sunset and a beach, but this is pretty good. I think it's quite good. So once you're kind of done with that, hover over the content and you'll play, obviously, as to what you want. But click on the content itself and then it will actually place that content on your canvas. So this is where you can actually sort of scale it up and do kind of what you want with it. In terms of the quality of the video, we'll do it in, I'm pretty sure it's a 19 by 6 or 1080, 1920 by 1080 resolution. So a 19 by 6 sort of setup there. And then, yeah, and then just kind of play that. But I mean, I know this is AI generated and you can't really see much of the content on that can, but it kind of gives you an idea as to, you know, what you can kind of do with the video content in this instance here. So maybe you would have this as a transition, and then you know in the top half of the graphic you would do maybe like an element or even like a separate color over the logo, and then maybe some text on the right hand side. It just kind of depends on what you would want again. In this instance, maybe we'll just leave that white, and then we can make, whoops. Control C, Control V that, and then kind of just place this here. So this is where maybe, for example, you can create some of that text and kind of have that placed there. I won't use any of that, but I'll use like a different shade of gray maybe. Or maybe we'll keep this as the yellow. Yeah, and then obviously the same rules apply as images on Canva as well, so you can obviously crop and scale these as you wish. And then maybe we can go I don't know, just something to sort of include the brand. So maybe we could do zero calories and 100% fun, or just something like that. And we will change the apparel to, I guess in this instance, not apparel. And then yeah, you can obviously scale and crop the video content as you wish, but hopefully this kind of gives a bit more help into how to just generate it off the bat. We'll just try one more just to kind of show you that secondary prompt as well. So I'm happy with that. I'll keep that, but I'll go back. And what I'll do is I'll add a second phase to this. There is a mountain and birds flying in the background. I think that's probably as far as I would take it, and I'll generate that. And we'll kind of see what Canva generates with this. Alright, so that's pretty good. That's probably as close as I would kind of imagine what I had. for this. So kind of your can on the sand, you've got water, and then you've got like a nature sort of element to the background of the image. So that's pretty good. So if we just replicate that, and I'll probably just drag and replace it. It's not perfect, but it kind of gives you a good idea of what some of this content could be like. So say we're going to just get rid of that. We'll just kind of leave that as is, maybe. It just kind of helps add another layer to the video, which I think is always important. Maybe we'll just leave that as is for now. But and then this can be in the same gold, and then this can probably be just white. I'll just make this a bit bigger, but just so you get a better understanding. All right. Yeah. So this is kind of like it's a good way to sort of dive into it and do a bit of branding exercise and just understand how this can kind of work. But yeah, hopefully this kind of makes sense. Yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. I would say just all in all, just with the video prompt, start with a very simple context, but then in your second sentence, add kind of that additional second layer to the video with a little bit more of a keyword emphasis. So like mountain and then birds flying. I don't think there are birds flying in this context, but it kind of understood that I wanted that nature, I guess that natural element in the background, which obviously mountain, birds flying, and then background. But I think mountain's quite good in this instance. All right. If you've got any questions, just let me know. If you'd like help on a project, leave a comment and I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you.